Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Show Up, Patreon's Creator Showcase series. I'm your host, Erica Campbell, and we are thrilled to have you with us today and excited to introduce you to some amazing creators. If you're joining us for the first time, it's very nice to meet you. And here's a little background on what you're about to see. So, the Show Up is an online showcase series from Patreon aimed at inspiring and connecting creators and their fans. Each week, we choose a different theme and invite a handpicked selection of creators related to that theme to showcase their work and stories. Among the topics we've explored so far are brain food, a look at science creators and their worlds, visualize this, a dive into the beautiful world of illustrators, and my personal favorite, art as protest, where we learn from creators at the forefront of social change. You can watch all past episodes right here on our YouTube channel. And remember, we're here almost every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. All right, so if you enjoyed today's show, and I'm going to assume that you will, you can subscribe to our special RSVP list at events.patreon.com/theshowup, or subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so that you get notified every single time we create a new episode. All right, let's get this show on the road. This week is our Stream of Rock edition of the Show Up. Since we're all growing our hair to Led Zeppelin lengths anyway, why not kick off your weekend with this headbanging lineup full of killer music and deep dives with some of your favorite rock artists? If you've joined us before, you know that one of the things that makes the Show Up work is you. So continue to keep the chat up and running. All right, everyone who is watching from home, let me know right now in the chat, what was the last concert you went to before COVID changed the music landscape and the world as we know it? All right, I see people in the chat. Let us know, what was the last gig that you went to before the lockdown happened? As those answers roll in, I want to share a little bit about our guest today. We have a fantastic lineup of creators for you. I'm so excited. We're going to kick off the show with The Warning, a dynamic group of sisters who'll be playing live from their studio in Monterrey, Mexico. Then we'll check in with Colin Frangisetto for a behind-the-scenes look at his world as a musician and multi-hyphenate creator. After that, we'll connect with Courtney and Michael from Spiritbox, who will be premiering an amazing single-take vocal track from their latest single, Holy Roller. And finally, we'll close out the show with an exclusive collaboration with Charlotte Weasels and Alyssa Whitegloves, who will be sharing something we don't want to give away yet, but trust us, you're going to want to stay and see it. All right, the lineup is amazing. This show is going to be great, so I hope you're ready to rock and roll. But first, let's check out the responses in the chat. All right, of course, it makes perfect sense. A lot of the bands that you saw right before lockdown are the bands that we have showing up today. So The Warning, Alisa and Charlotte, Robert Cray at the Keswick Theater in PA, Charlotte, Spiritbox, Alisa, Green Day, The Warning, perfect timing. Lots of you have seen The Warning before everything shut down. All right, so it looks like everyone is having fun in the chat. So remember, this show is completely live, which means I can and I will see your messages throughout the show. So keep them coming. We really want to hear from you. So give us your thoughts, give us your questions, and do not be shy. Oh, and if you're watching from our event page and you're wondering, where's all of this action happening? Don't worry, there's a button below that says join the chat that will take you right to the stream on YouTube where you can jump in and start joining in on the fun. All right, everyone, now that we've warmed up our chat muscles and laid out the ground rules, let's get ready to bring on our first guest. And remember, we want every creator we have on the show today to feel the love, so get in the chat, share your favorite emojis as you are. We're loving this. And whatever you want, really, so we can welcome them in style. All right, so our first guests today are three sisters from Monterrey, Mexico, who thrashed their way onto the scene with their 2014 viral video covering Metallica's Enter Sandman at the young ages of 14, 12, and 9. It got the attention of millions and eventually found its way into the hands of Ellen DeGeneres, who turned them into the first Mexican band to perform on The Ellen Show. They independently produced their first studio album, 21st Century Blood, in 2017, and since then, they've shared the stage with huge names like Alice Cooper, Vince Neil, Def Leppard, and The Killers. Everyone, please join me in the chat in welcoming The Warning to the Show Up.
Hey everybody! What's up?
Hello!
Danny, Pow, Allie, how is it going?
Going
Great! We're ready to rock with all of you. Thank you so much for joining, everyone.
Yeah, everyone is like blowing up the chat. They're so excited. We love your setup. I wanted to ask you, where are you right now? Where are you calling in from?
We're calling in from Monterrey, Mexico. This is our basement in our house. And this is the setup. This is our home office, if
Yes.
you would call it that. And this is where we practice and work every day.
Every day. It evolved into this room over the years, but this is where we are every day working on our music.
I love it. I think that's so rad. I'm very envious of your office space versus mine. I'm gonna have to add some amps and guitars when I get a chance. So we talked about this a little bit in your intro, but you got your start at a very young age. Can you tell us all at home, some of your potential fans, how you got your start and when you had that moment of awakening where you're like, this is it, this is what I want to do full time?
Right. So our parents like music a lot. They're not musicians, but we grew up in a very musical environment, and we actually started to play piano since we were very, very young. And we played classical music, and then at one point in our lives, we got introduced to the video game Rock Band. And since we started playing that game, we couldn't stop. We said, like, this is amazing. And that's when I told my dad I want to play the guitar, and he said, like, okay, go get it. And eventually each one of us got the instruments that we are playing right now, and we practiced and worked a lot until we finally played something together, and we started recording our favorite. We started playing covers.
Yeah, we started playing the covers of our favorite bands, and we really just recorded them and uploaded it onto YouTube for like our family members to see us play without having to come to our house. And one of our covers, like you said, the Enter Sandman cover, kind of blew up, and we got a lot of attention, and a lot of doors opened for us. And we took that opportunity and started writing our own music and sharing it with the world. And here we are now, just
Yes, with
playing
two
and rocking out. We have
original
2 albums out, and right now we're working on our 3rd album. So yeah, it's been going great.
I love that story. I love how it happened so organically with you just like following your passion and doing one of my favorite things, playing guitar band video games. I love it. All right, so I know you have a few songs prepared for us today, and we're so excited about it. Love your setup. Love that we can all kind of feel like we're there with you at home. But before we get into those songs, everyone in the chat, I know that you're already blowing it up, but make sure if you have questions to go ahead and ask them during the performance so we can get to them after the song. All right, I'm going to throw it back to you, the warning, so you can introduce us to your first track.
Of course, this song that you're about to hear is the first track on our 2nd album, Queen of the Murder Scene, and this we play this. It's the first track on our live shows too, so you're gonna get the full experience. This is Dust to Dust.
Look what I have prepared to show you. to that struggle to rest, and we will start again. Where are you going? Let's go back to
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was so great. You mentioned a little while ago when you're talking about that track, which I would love to hear live if that's what it sounds like from a live stream, that it was on the top of your set list. So kind of talking about your set list and touring, we all know that 2020 has been a year of changes and challenges. How have you handled recent events, and have they shifted your goals and motivations?
Right. Well, we're staying positive. It's a very big, I said, well, it's a very good thing that we are together as a band. A lot of bands are not together right now at the moment, so we can take this time to work a lot, especially on our third album. But it has changed a lot. Like,
yeah, I mean, we had to cancel our North American tour, which we were going to have.
yes.
We were supposed to have it in March, and then we had to postpone it, and then we had to cancel it, which is a big bummer, honestly.
We
but,
were also going to play for
thankfully-
the first time in London,
Oh,
and that
yes.
also.
And
we
we also had to
couldn't go.
postpone that too.
I know.
So it's been kind of hard, but thankfully we're sisters. We're able to work together at home, and thankfully we've got Patreon and that type of support, so we can keep working.
Yes.
And yeah, thankfully.
And knowing that
we've
there's
been able
also
to-
all that support behind us makes us feel super motivated to just keep going.
I love that. I was looking forward to seeing some shows in London before everything too, so I can not even imagine what it would feel like to be like primed to play a live show. So as we were talking and as you played your first track, we had some great audience questions coming in that I wanted to send your way. So the audience wants to know, speaking of your third album, do you have an official release date?
No,
We do not.
we don't. Everything is still in the air.
Yeah.
Especially
Because
because of the
whole
situation. We haven't been able to go in the studio yet. We're still looking for that opportunity. So since we don't know when we're going to record, we don't know when it's going to come
But
out.
when we do, we'll let our
Let you know. Of course.
I love that. We'll be the first to know when you know, and that's all we can say. So we have another question. Fans want to know, what records have you been listening to during quarantine?
Ooh,
That's a good one.
I went back to like my middle school emo phase, and I've been listening to a lot of like My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco again.
Yeah. I've been listening to Pierce the Veil a lot.
Yeah, I went back to my Muse phase and listened to
Muse.
Second Law again. Yeah.
I like it. I feel like that's kind of a theme. Like everyone's been really nostalgic for like comfort food music. I've definitely listened to a lot of My Chemical Romance as well, which is kind of funny. All right, so I think it's time for some more music. Can you tell us a little bit about the next song and play it for us?
Yes. Okay, the next song we're going to play is actually, well, our second album, Queen of the Murder Scene, is a concept album. So the next song we're playing, it's called Dull Knives, and it's like it reaches the climax of the story in this song.
Yeah, it's the turning point.
The turning point.
So, and it's also one of our most energetic songs live, and it's really fun. So,
Love it. Hope you
for
enjoyed.
everyone, this is Dull Knives.
Rush that's in my veins, I can't control it. Tell me why. This voice that's in my head is getting stronger. Choosing zebras slipping through my fingers. Tell me why. It's ripping off my skin. Can't take you back now. Tell me how. Am I supposed to understand? So help me why. I hate to live like this. Can't save me now. Feeling for nothing at all. I'm just all night, got better. Don't got all my stolen letters. Don't know what I'm feeling anymore. Needles piercing through my brain. Slowly increasing the pain. I'm running roses, but keeping the floor.
Amazing. Thank you. Fantastic. Like I said before, I just can't even imagine if that's the energy that you bring to the live stream, what we all have to look forward to when you're back on stage.
Thank you so much. My strap just ripped a bunch of my hair out.
Ooh,
Fair.
Headband.
the magic of playing live.
Yes.
We are in it. This is really happening, everyone. All right. I wanted to ask you, so your fans have been such a big part of your journey, as we can tell from the chat. They love you so much. And I know that like they've not only been watching your live streams, but they were there when you were on live tours as well, to your quarantine sessions, to funding your Kickstarter campaign to 600% of your goal. I just wanted to ask you about your community. What do they mean to you, and what have they taught you?
Oh, they mean everything to us. Really, we're super grateful to all of them. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And all their support is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah, and our fans have such a tight-knit community, and we really see that reflected in our Patreon. Like, you have so many people that are from all around the world, and they really just find this love for each other through our music, and that's just crazy. And it really keeps you motivated to see that these people love your work so much. So yeah,
And
we love them a lot,
and we have
miss them a
actually
lot.
experienced them, like meeting for the first time
Yeah.
at one of our shows. Like, oh my God, the first time I see you like in person, but they're already super friends because of the Patreon community.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
crazy
amazing.
to see that. And when you know that you have so much support behind you, it really helps you be motivated,
Yeah.
especially through tough times like these. So yeah, we love them so
Love you
much.
guys. Thank you.
I love that. That's so cool to hear about how you're not only bringing people to your music, but connecting people with each other so that they don't feel alone because they know each other through you. That's so rad. All right. Speaking of your community, we've got some more questions from the chat. Greg Potter asked, will you release any songs for Rock Band 4? I am an avid player of the game and play expert bass as well.
Oh my God. Well, fun fact, we are on the Rock Band 4.
We have 2 songs on the Rock Band 4, yes. And we hope that later on we can add more songs, but
But we don't know yet. But our songs are Free Falling and Survive. Well, Free Falling is from our first EP, so that was like a very early version of the band.
yeah.
But yeah, we're on there.
But yeah.
I love that. I love the mixture. You got to get the early stuff and the new stuff. Give the fans what they want. All right, I think we're heading into your final song. Would love to hear more about it, and then I'll let you take it away from there.
Okay, so the next song is we usually close our live shows with this song, and it's people just get so pumped up with it. We usually see the reaction, and it's so cool, the energy that they bring with this. So this is going to be our last song. It's called P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C.
guess I already feel nothing. My answer, it won't stop. No, it won't stop. No. What are you gonna choose? Will you jump from the window, hang from the noose? Will you rave like your face or your bird or your face? The things you couldn't do. Fast in the body, a fall at the gate. You just the desire, consume all the pain. Be proud of your pride and the things that you fight. They do the infinite. There's something inside from which I can hide. They laugh at my practice, they laugh when I cry. I pass a while, your life isn't human. I can't feel myself smile. 1, 2, 3, they're coming after me. Cause I'm P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C. All my security was coming after me. Hey, hey, hey! Some blood is tattooed on my hands. Better drop that gun for you. So how to get my ready? Feel nothing. My answer, it won't stop. No, it won't stop. No. One, two, three, they're coming after me. Cause I'm P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C. All my security was coming after me. Hey, hey, hey! And some blood is tattooed on my hands. Let it just like gun for you. So how to get already to run up in my hands and it won't stop. No, it won't stop. No.
Wow, thank you so much. That honestly felt like the closest thing to being at a live show I have felt in months. What a closer. Thank you so much. One of the things I wanted to ask you before we send you on your way is something that I asked everyone in the chat as well. What was the last concert you went to before COVID changed the live music landscape as we know it?
Okay. The last concert that we went to was a K-pop concert in LA. We saw 17 live. It was Ali's quinceañera gift. So, but the last show we played was in Mexico City.
Yes.
It was Vive Latino, which is a big festival here in Mexico, and it was great. It was
Incredible.
a good way to close like
The live show.
our live shows. But yeah, we really miss playing live. We hope that we can play.
Yeah. Well, I know all of your fans are looking forward to seeing you live again, and thank you for giving us a little bit of that live feeling today on this Show Up. And with that, Danny, Pao, and Ali, I think we've reached the end of our time together. I want to thank you so much again for stopping by the Show Up, and just wanted to ask before you head out, is there anything you want to share with everyone at home before you go?
Well, thank you so much for watching. Keep rocking, and we'll see each other when the live shows return.
Yes.
Woo! See you guys. Happy Danny Day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show. Have a great weekend and have an amazing Danny Day. All right, everyone at home, if you want to learn more about The Warning, be sure to check out their Patreon page. You can find a link below in our description, and as always, in the chat, and of course, on our event page.